Hello there, my name's Suzanne from Nonstop Papercrafts. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so in my last video I showed you how to make this kind of flip out pocket using a book page and a cellophane bag, and then I've just sewed around the edge to make a double pocket, one in the front and then one behind the piece of book page. In my last video I also said that there are other options, so I have loads of these cellophane bags, which is why I made my pocket with that, but obviously if you don't have those, I said that there were other options, so you could use a vellum page or tracing paper, something like that. So I thought I'd show you how to use that if you didn't have cellophane bags and you were going to use vellum page. Let's get to it. Okay, so here's my vellum page. So I have a patterned vellum, and then I have, they're very small, but I'm going to make two smaller pockets of music sheet. I just think it looks really lovely having that peeping through this patterned vellum. So I'm going to make two smaller pockets, but it's just really to show you also how you can do that using a sheet of vellum. So the first thing I'm going to do is just trim around the edges, and I'm going to slice this in half, so I've got half for each piece of music paper. So I'm going to do that very quickly and then we'll get back to the next steps. Okay, so I have my two vellum pieces cut, and then my two music pages. So all this was that A4 sheet, just I've trimmed off the white around the edges and cut in half. So each of these are going to form a pocket. So I also said that there were different ways that you could have your pocket. So you could have it so that it has the top opening, which is what I had before, but also with a side opening. So one of these will be a side opening and one of these will be at the top, just to kind of show you the differences. So it's really, really easy. All you do is with your piece of vellum, you're just going to fold it in half again. Tuck in your book page. Obviously, if you're doing a larger one, you may not be able to get two out of one piece of vellum, but it depends totally on the size of paper that you are using. Now, when I do this, you obviously want the book page close to the bottom, but I wouldn't put it exactly at the bottom. And then again close to the fold, but not exactly on it again. You are obviously going to have to do a little bit of trimming, or I am here, along this edge and along the top. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to mark with a pencil so I know where I'm going to be cutting. So if I try and keep roughly the same amount of distance all the way around, so I want to cut it roughly here and here. Okay, so I've just made two little pencil marks, one here and probably can't see it with the light, and one at the top. So I'm just going to trim that, and the easy way to do it actually is to fold this over, and then I can do both sides at the same time. So you can use a guillotine. Mine has been playing up, the blade needs changing and it needs a good clean out, so I'm using a craft knife for now. And down that side. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So probably going to want to do the same on the other one. So I'm just going to do that now and then it's done. So fold in half. Again, I want to leave roughly the same amount of distance around the outside. So make little marks and then cut. You can use scissors to do this as well. I am just awful with scissors cutting straight, so that's why I'm using my ruler and craft knife, because this would not be very straight at all if I tried to use scissors. I see, I think it's Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. She always uses her scissors to cut, and I just think, how on earth do you get that straight? Mine would be so wonky if I tried to cut with scissors. And I know she has tricks cut into the fold, she keeps saying. But yeah, I think I would still end up completely having a wonky line. Okay, so that's all trimmed down to size. Now the easy part and the fun part is just to establish which is going to be the side opening, which is going to be the top opening. Pop your piece of paper back in, and then you can glue. So obviously now that we've done it like this, you can glue, so you would just again do the U shape. Obviously you'd have to do it on both sides, but I am going to sew again because I do like the sewn look. So you just have that tucked inside, and then I'm going to run this around my sewing machine in a U shape, and then on this one I'm going to do the same, but this time I'm going to do the side opening, so I'm going to run it through my sewing machine that way, and then obviously leave this bit open. Okay, so I'll go off and do that, and then I'll come back and show you the finished result. Okay, so there are the two pockets. So I've just sewn around the edges. So in this one, like I said, it's a U shape, so I now have a pocket at the front and then also behind the book page. And like I say, I just love that that book page just slightly shows through the patterned vellum. So all I need to do is just trim off these bits of thread. And then on this one, I just went across the sides. I obviously don't need to do this side because it's folded over. But again, you've got the same thing. So I've got obviously space to tuck things in the front, space to tuck things in the back. And again, you've got that lovely music sheet just coming through. So again, just trimming off the threads. And here they are. So we made these two pockets out of one sheet of vellum and then two small sheets of music. As I say, you can try and fiddle around with the sizes. So if you were going to use a larger book page, you possibly would have only be able to use one sheet of this patterned vellum. It doesn't even have to be a patterned vellum. You could do plain and then emboss it, similar to what I did on my other one. The only thing you do need to bear in mind when you are playing about with sizes is obviously whatever size your journal is. So obviously this is probably the largest I will go for the pocket, only because that fits perfectly without getting caught and creased in the middle. And obviously I've got that little bit of space, so if I have got something that slightly pokes out, it's not coming out too far above the top of the journal. So that's probably as large as I would go. But obviously I've now got these two small additions, one with the side opening and a small one again with the top opening. Well, I really hope that you found this useful. If you did, please give the video a like. If you would like to see more crafty videos, then please click subscribe. Also click the bell button so you are notified of any new videos that I release. You can also find me on social media. Those links will be in the description below. I really hope that you have enjoyed today. Thank you very much for joining me on my channel. I hope you have a lovely crafty day. See you later. Bye bye.